We are live here from Atlanta Motor Speedway for race 8 of 9 here for the My Turn Racing Truck Series. A 4-point difference separates the top two in the point standings. This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. So this is race 8 of 9, and it is the recounting this the 9th race that the My Turn Racing Series has taken here at this track. Season 2 2015 was their first race. In the past 3 races, season 4 2017 and 2018 seasons 1 and 4, they were all caution free for a total of 280 laps. So that's impressive in its own right. And we have another 80 laps here up next for the My Turn Racing Truck Series, and I'm pretty interested in how well this is going to be going. So here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, we have, again, a 4-point difference between your top two in the point standings, and that is Nigel De Jong in first place, Ian Cornish in second. Cornish 4 points behind. He won with a shock caution at the last second at Daytona last week. So this week, well, it's going to be a pretty interesting story because, well, 3 wins here goes to Nigel De Jong. Ian Cornish has 3 pole positions here. The only time Nigel De Jong had a pole here was, well, once within 3 of his races. So Nigel De Jong has been very dominant in his past 3 races. Ian Cornish, well, 1 win in his 4 races, 3 poles in his 4 races. So these two just keep swapping stats left and right. And, well, Carl Hayes is in the middle of that at the moment. His lap time is currently the pole position, as Nigel De Jong has yet to qualify or set a qualifying time with 1 minute now left in qualifying. I'll just remember that, once again, this is Atlanta, and, well, if you missed it, well, here is the promo video that was put out yesterday on the channel about the My Turn Racing Truck Series heading to this track. Alright, well, maybe not. A little bit of technical issues there. Gotta appreciate those every once in a while. But either way, that will be shown. Actually, that probably won't, but if you did miss it, well, we did put out a little bit of a promo. That's going to be a thing here now for the Racing Line Broadcasting Network, is self-promotion. Well, by self-promotion, we mean, or I mean in this case, promotion of other series here, and just a few preview videos as well at the same time. So, Checkered Flag is out in qualifying. And we'll be heading to the starting grid here in just a few moments' time, as we are here again at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 80 laps, and we appreciate you joining here for the this 8-lap event on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. Bring you the action and commentary is me as per usual, the solo one-man band, if you will. I am, as per usual, Gary Weaver. If you hear a different voice, well, in that case, if you hear a different voice other than usual, then it's not exactly the one-man band any longer. But other than that, starting grid shows Carl Hayes in the first place position for this race. Second place, just 0.018 seconds behind, is Ian Cornish. And in his case, it's going to be added time, hence the plus there. But Reese Saunders is starting in third place, and to his outside in fourth will be the 27 of Josh Wong. There he is, just in front of this camera angle that we have set up here. There's that 27. Running out the top 5 will be the 44 of Jake Forster. Linus Brostrom starts in the 6th place position. Mark Redford starts in 7th. 8th place is going to be Andy Oakley. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be Stuart Pomfrey and Adam Wright, starting 9th and 10th, respectively. Starting in 11th will be the 51 of John Jarrett. Mike Robertson, the 54, starts on his outside in 12th. The last driver to put any type of a qualifying time down, I believe. I may be incorrect on that one. Looks to be that way. Christopher Kearney starts in 13th. 14th, Simon Marshall, who does set a qualifying time. 3:03 of Stuart Barnett. I was incorrect, actually. 3:03 of Stuart Barnett starts in the 15th place position. Doug Kinraid in the 64 starts in 16th. 17th is going to be the 79 of Chris Bourne. Andrew Bullock starts 18th in that 4:04. Michael Jones starts 19th and 20th with no lap time. It's going to be Nigel De Jong. 23rd, also no lap time, is Daniel Beckett. And that rounds out your 23-car field here for today's race. So heading down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4, 80 laps. More than likely, this could be at least a one-stop race if everyone can somehow stretch it out. But at the most, this could be at least a two-stop race at the very most. So, pace car about to pull off the racetrack into its safety of pit road. Green flag is going to fly as the 96 brings the field to the green. We are underway at Atlanta for 80 laps. And already, look at Saunders on top of that back bumper of the 81. Saunders trying to somehow find a way past the 81 early on, or at least get around top of that back bumper, and he did. Just on the main star of this race. A restart would make sense, but on the main star of this race, well, you're really trying to show somebody that you really have the momentum. Brostrom trying to use the middle line. It's not really going to work out. This is the one track, one of the few tracks here where you can really run full throttle in the trucks. Alright, Brostrom currently settled in 6th place. Battle for 8th place, or 9th place I should say. It's going to be between Stuart Pomfrey and Adam Wright. As Wright is up on the top side there in that 83, that dark number at 83 as well. Pomfrey gets by for position at number 9. It's going to leave it at that. 17th is Nigel De Jong. Remember, points leader heading into this race is that 41. So Cornish at the moment, as he's battling side by side for the lead against Carl Hayes, Cornish is in line to get back into the points lead. Saunders going to follow through on the inside as we ride on board the 27 of Josh Wong. Right now, Carl Hayes not giving up that outside lane whatsoever. He wants to use the outside lane as much as possible, and he's trying to, but it's not exactly the best line, however, but he's doing the best that he can. I saw the 44 sparks flew as he entered turn 3. A little bit too close to the outside wall, but other than that, he's doing a pretty good job. It's almost a upset win for Ken Bracey last week. He's not here this week, but last week it was almost an upset win, and it could have been, but unfortunately, the caution came out just as Cornish was in the lead at by about half a car length, as heavy into the outside walls of 44 of Jake Forster. Everyone diving down to the inside to get around. Forrester falls back towards now 13th. It's going to be 15th there when these two get by, and that's the 5 of Marshall and the 303 of Barnett. And already a quick cloud cover early on. Now this is a very visible cloud cover around the racetrack. Looks like it's about to rain even. Luckily that's not a thing yet in iRacing. Last thing we need now is a rain delay. But that could be the case, the story for this race here. There's a lot of cloud cover, that's possible. And there it is, it's very visible here off of turn 4. The sun is a bit covered by, caution is out. And it's Mike Robertson that's involved. Same with Jake Forrester, I believe. More bad luck for him. But for sure, a caution is out. The 303 Barnett also involved. As you're under caution for the first time today. I'll get a replay up here in a few moments. Apologies for the black screen as we, or the blank screen I should say, as we get set up just a little bit. And it looks like this had started all the ways away over in turns 3 and 4. And it looks like, the 82 slid up into the back bumper of the 54. That didn't cause the caution. The avoidance as the 5 got tagged from behind. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that's, look at the, 79. I'm not sure if he made it through that. The 79 was really close there. I'm not sure if we made it through that. But we'll definitely be getting a onboard penalty there. Or, sorry, onboard replay as the penalty is given to Michael Jones. Not sure what for at the moment. As the 303, well, actually, it could make sense, but here's a replay other than that. Chris Bourne. Oh my goodness, that was. I think he got anything. He may have gotten a piece of that, but that is great avoidance there, as everybody is already in pit road early on. So we're going to see who gets first off pit road, as the entire field is in pit road. And first up pit road looks like it's going to be the 91 of Saunders, 81 of Cornish, the 96 of Hayes. Brostrom 4th off, 5th off may have been the 31 of Mark Redford there. Off of turn number, off of the pit road. And it looks like he will stay in that 5th place position. So we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break here. Even though it is, sorry about that, even though it is under caution, don't deal with what my voice is going to do there. Even though it is under caution, we're still going to go and a bit double wide here. And, well, even though it's nothing really to miss, we figured it's the best we could do. So, double wide here on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. This is the My Turn Racing Truck Series here at Atlanta.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, that was a little bit quicker than we expected, so we're either way. Went through with it, and we're going to go back green here in a second. Graphics being reset here. As the first caution of the day was for about a 2 to 3 car incident here. The green flag is about to fly once again here in just a few moments. Saunders is in control of the field. Pace car takes the left-hand turn into pit road, and we are underway as the green is back out once again here. Atlanta Saunders, a great start. Cornish, not so much. But Kyle Hayes remains in third for the time being as we're back under green. And look at that, the 41 De Jong, he's already up to 8th, and that's just through pit stops. Nonetheless, on the outside, trying to battle is that 53 of Andy Oakley. But Saunders, for the time being, has a wonderful start off of pit road, or sorry, off of the restart, off of turn 4. A little bit of side-by-side battling here going on as the caution is back out, and that's the 59 of John Jarrett, who's around in turns 3 and 4. A lot of front-end damage to his machine, and that just happened off of turn 4 here, turn number 2, I should say. He got into the outside wall, tried to get it off, and clipped. Oh, a hard shot. Man. A few damaged cars after that one, however. John Jarrett at this point, I believe, is officially out of this race. I'm not 100% sure as of now, but unfortunately, he's essentially out of this race for the time being as we're setting up another replay here. As I'm just looking back at this, Jake Forrester, actually going to take a look on his from his machine. Really, really close moment there, and really lucky for that 44 to not really get any more damage than he could have gotten. So, under caution for the second time today, we're going to see what the lights do this time by if they stay on or turn off, as for some reason Michael Jones is being showed in the lead. Which is pretty, a little bit of a scoring issue. We're going to see the lights do either way this time around, as Saunders officially takes control of the lead. Lights on the pace car remain on, so we'll see if... Let's see if we can get a word with pretty much anybody here. Under caution. All right, Ian Cornish, you have a copy.
Hi, Gary. How's it going?
Well, you started on the outside lane at that time around, so how's the outside lane on that restart, and what are you anticipating for the rest of this race?
Yeah, Reese managed to get a good jump on that one, but I managed to react a bit quicker than Carl and stay in second, so I'm happy with that. If I can do the same here, then hopefully I can save some tyres a little bit and get past Reese, but we'll see.
Hopefully that is the case, and as well as you were into this race coming in, you were 4 points back, so any worry about that, or are you pretty confident that you're going to get the points lead by the end of this race?
We'll just see what happens. I mean, if I can close the gap going into Las Vegas, and all the better, I guess.
Well, we're going to go ahead and let you go as it's won the green, so good luck out there.
Thanks, Gary.
So thanks again to Ian Cornish for his time, as we are back with 1 lap to go. And yeah, he definitely, as Cornish said, he wants a gap to happen there. Heading into Las Vegas, the championship finale next week as well. And that's going to be the key race in this final, at least this season 1 race here for the My Turn Racing Truck Series, as we head to Vegas. And who's going to take the, who's going to have the most interesting gamble for that race is going to be the question. Las Vegas is all about gambling. Well, we have to see what the points do after this race to see who gambles on what after this. So 1 lap to go, less than a lap to go as the pace car is about to pull off onto pit road. Hard left-hand turn by the Ford Mustang pace car into pit road. Green flag is back out. Saunders gets a good jump. Cornish moves down to the inside. Now back up to the top, more to the middle. Saunders with a great jump. Cornish anticipated, as he said, that is the incorrect lap count for some odd reason. But De Jong is on top of the back bumper. Hopefully that lap count will fix itself. As for now, Nigel De Jong is going to be on top of the back bumper, trying his best to get somewhere, somehow. So again, he started pretty much in the 22nd position out of 23. Sorry, 20 out of 21 people, actually, I believe. Other than that, almost a little bit of contact between Oakley and himself. They were pretty much door to door there, heading into pit road. Sorry, heading into turn number 1. As the lead for now goes to Saunders. Very, very dominant here at this track so far. As at the start-finish line, as that lap time, there it goes, lap count I should say, is back up to 80 where it should be. Saunders has led at 9 laps so far. I may be slightly incorrect as we had to restart the graphics here a few times, so get an official number if possible by the end of this race, if even necessary, because we have a little bit of a bigger picture, and that involves Cornish, who is in 2nd, 8th place, trying to get to 7th, is Nigel De Jong. Right now, Josh Wong peeked to the inside, but look how many drivers are single file here. Not anybody is really trying to make it much of a move. Jake Forrester, however, on the top side, he's trying to get around. Oh, almost gets turned by 23, and he almost does again off turn number 4. As Daniel Beckett was way too close. All 3 drivers had slid up in the form of Adam Wright, Jake Forrester, and the 23 of Beckett. That slowed all of them down as we're coming to 60 laps to go here this time by. That could have been ugly off of turn 4, and it was enough, even though everybody was still driving forward. And again, sliding up off the corner. This is for position 9. As Adam Wright gets down to the inside. Tries to make his way by the 44, and he does so as quickly as he can. So up front is the 91 of Saunders. Cornish is in 2nd. However, Nigel De Jong is going to be trying to get his way by Broström, at least to the inside, but nope, he's actually just going to be bunch drafting him down the back straightaway instead, so whatever works, it works. You can see how much the drivers lift off here in the form of Broström, at least. That's on the back straightaway. Look at that. Almost bump drafting. I thought he was going to do that again, but instead opting to take the inside Is at number 41. Broström going to visibly fall back right behind that 41. As Ian Cornish is going to make his way through along with Saunders. Down into turns 1 and 2, looks to the inside, almost makes contact. There's the space between them, about a foot, about 2 feet even. Down to the inside was Cornish, trying somehow, some way to get by, or at least even more alongside the 91 of Saunders. He's trying again. This time Saunders takes the very top side, lets him by the look of it. He may try a crossover here off turn number 2. No, on the top side, gets to the outside wall as well. Really saw the sparks fly there. Right now, Nigel De Jong is slowly making his way up through the field. He's now in 4th place. And props to De Jong after starting 20th. Second to last, essentially. 23 driver, 2 drivers did not fully start this race. We have a entry of 23, 21 have made some type of a lap, and 20 are still on the racetrack in some form, including pit road. But right now, Mark Redford is doing a great job holding off De Jong with that middle groove. Trying as much as possible, but it's not really going to work for the time being. At least for the 41 to make his move to the inside. So Redford hanging strong there on the inside lane. Or sorry, the outside lane, the middle lane, if you will. De Jong trying to hang on, and well, Carl Hayes has the absolute best view for this one. He wants to see these drivers battling side by side in his mirror. It doesn't look like that will be the case any longer as Redford gets cut off. And now, with his sights set, Redford is soon going to be under fire as Cornish had finally made his way by Saunders, who was basically watching that for second, or for about for 4th place. We haven't seen Cornish go into the lead, but he has been. He's led 9 laps estimated total. At least as of the graphics reset. But now it's going to be sight set on Carl Hayes for that 41 De Jong. It's 50 laps to go this time by. And there goes the 41 down to the inside. De Jong making his way down through the field after starting in 20th. Oh, Carl Hayes really loose off turn 2 there. That's Mark Redford, actually. Sorry. I'm going to take a quick replay at that because that 31 was really sideways. Not sure if he got tagged 27 or not, but that was definitely in front of the 27 either way. Here's a slow motion, and now the 31 just quickly jerks in front, quickly moves his truck in front of the 27 of Josh Wong to try and protect that position as much as possible as they head down the back straightaway, while De Jong up to 3rd. And side by side for 5th is going to be Redford and Josh Wong. At the start-finish line, that was a close one. That goes to Josh Wong there. And Josh Wong already straight to the back bumper of the 3096. Top 5 is Ian Cornish, Reese Saunders, Nigel De Jong, and Carl Hayes, and the 27 of Josh Wong running out of top 5. So now that we've had at least 2 pit stops, the projected stint that we've had so far is ever since the start of this race, actually. So that is pretty incorrect in terms of the information that we have here. Oh, Josh Wong got into the outside wall there in the back straightaway, way too close. Redford could have made a move, but he didn't really have any type of momentum as he was directly behind. Take a look through your entire field here. Starting with your current leader, Ian Cornish. As he started second, I should say. He's currently in first. Saunders, well, he's also 1 position up, currently second. De Jong with the most positions gained, and that could be 1 extra. Expect second place to change here in a few moments. Carl Heiser, pole sitter, currently in fourth. Not too bad of a day so far. The person that wants his 4th place back is going to be Josh Wong, who's making a move. Expect that position to change as well. Battling for position number 6 is Redford and Brostrom. Either way, one of these 2 drivers are going to be 6th and 7th after that. Andy Oakley is, well, no positions gained, no positions lost. He's where he started in 8th. Jake Forrester in the top 10 still. He is currently 9th. Daniel Beckett, 11 positions up. He is 23rd. Doug Kinraid in 11th, 5 positions up. Stuart Pomfrey in 12th. After losing 3 positions, he is not having too good of a day so far. Adam Wright also lost 3 positions. He is 13th. Simon Marshall in 14th place. Went absolutely, didn't move anywhere for the portion of this race. Andrew Bullock may have something to say about that, as he's 3 positions up from where he started. He is sitting in 15th. Last driver on the lead lap, 79, Chris Bourne, 1 position up from where he started in at 16th. 1 lap down is Mike Robertson in at 17th. Stuart Barnett sitting in pit road, actually. Michael Jones, 14 laps down, as Stuart Barnett is 4 laps down. Jones not having the best of luck, and as well as John Jarrett not having the best of luck either. Christopher Kearney has been out for 27 plus laps at this time. So Naj De Jong up to 2nd, 3rd place, 4th place. It's going to go to either Carl Heiss or Josh Wong, and Saunders next move down to the inside. He's saying, well, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing that you did to me, but hopefully better. And Saunders is trying to somehow find his way back up into that second place position, but at the time, it's not going to work. So he'll have to unfortunately settle for 3rd. That battle for 5th place is still ongoing. Oh, Redford sideways, but he keeps it going. He'll have to relinquish that for 7th place. Have to relinquish that 6th place, unfortunately, as he is doing so well. Here's the replay. Just gets onto the outside wall, tries to get it off, almost. Turns to left again to get off of 71, just so he doesn't hit him by mistake. And that's unfortunately cost him pretty much big time at this point. So Ian Cornish, 40 laps to go, is currently leading. So that's done by 40 laps have been completed. 40 laps remain in this race, and Nigel De Jong has set his sights on your leader. And of course the gap comparison, well, in terms of lap times, just about 0.05 seconds faster the last time around is De Jong. Cornish has only won 1 race here. He's only finished first in 1 race. So it just absolutely, we're gonna have to see what happens here. Not sure if Jarrett is 100% available now, but he is unfortunately pretty much out of this race for good. This has been sitting on pit road for the past 18 minutes, almost 19 minutes, with a very damaged car earlier on in this race after blowing the engine in an accident over in turns 3 and 4. We're going to wait 4 pit stops before we do anything else. And speaking of pit stops, Stuart Pomfrey's going to be the first one to blink as he heads into pit road. He is on the lead lap. Jake Forrester not in pit road. So Stuart Pomfrey is the first driver to blink heading into pit road. De Jong and Cornish. Cornish and De Jong first and second, 81 and 41. Battling side by side here for the next lap, possibly. Just depends on when one of these drivers decides to pit, or at least make the move. De Jong peeks down to the inside. I'll choose not to do anything for the time being. Maybe trying to save fuel even, but other than that, it's not really much to work with. No, he's going to actually take it to the outside lane, forcing Cornish into the preferred line, almost making contact there. And they're in turn 1. Cornish backs off. They'll more than likely try again here in a few laps. I'll make that a few laps to a few moments as he's peeking to the inside. There he goes. Question is, when are these two going to pit? Simon Marshall, the next driver to head to pit road from 13th. He's now going to be 1 lap down as leaders go right by him this time around. So the 5 of Marshall, and currently 14th, he is 1 lap down as he's entered pit road. Mark Redford also blinks. He heads to pit road as well. Watching his battle for the lead, however. Side by side. A bit loose off turn number 2 there was the 41. Wondering when these two are going to try and pit. Maybe even Saunders. Maybe Saunders could stretch this out as well. Doug Kinraid is also in pit road and is number 64. He's currently a lap down. And it looks like the 41 Cornish has decided to just back off here for the time being. Maybe save a little bit of fuel. We'll see. Saunders heads to pit road. Will he keep it? No, he's going to fly through pit road. Brostrom also having issues entering pit road. Saunders trying to save it. I don't think he was sure whether or not he should, well, that's definitely going to be a penalty for an unsafe pit entry, I'm sure. You can get in between the cones on the entry as his connection goes out for the time being. But he's more than likely getting his pit stall at this point. Brostrom getting 4 tires and fuel. Carl Hayes, Josh Wong, Andy Oakley, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 1st and 2nd have been Cornish and De Jong, as they're both side by side once again heading into pit road. Saunders' connection may have actually went out 100% for the time being. Chris Bourne about to get lapped here by the lead lap cars. Bourne is definitely going to actually get lapped as he has to pit road this time around. Pit entry is pretty difficult here, and well, Saunders is officially out of the running at this point, unfortunately. He is done. His connection has went out 2 laps to go, so Saunders, unfortunately, 2 laps down and 2 laps out of this race. 30 laps to go here in a few moments' time as Daniel Beckett heads to pit road. I'm wondering when these front 2 runners will decide to head to pit road. Carl Hines heads to pit road. He decides to just say, you know what, I'm going to take the opportunity of doubt and at the pit road. To Andy Oakley in 5th, he also has the pit road. So now that just leaves, I believe, these front 3 runners of Cornish, Ian Cornish, Nigel De Jong, and Josh Wong, your top 3, I believe, have all yet to pit officially. With 30 laps to go, coming to 29 laps to go. It could be Josh Wong heading to pit road this time around, I'm assuming. Nothing this time, but definitely for sure, as lugging the brakes up, may have sped just a little bit. We'll find out. As De Jong heads to pit road, Cornish first, second is Josh Wong, and overshooting his pit box is the 41. That's going to cost him some time. We'll see if he actually sped down pit road even. Left sides are also up, so 4 tires total. Will he go immediately? So he lucked out on not speeding on pit road. Let's see. We'll see what that comparison time is as he leaves pit road. Officially 1 lap down. Everyone's a lap down now at this point, aside from Josh Wong and Ian Cornish. And remember, there's a blue line on the back straightaway, the blue cone as well. That's where you have to merge before you head up onto the actual racing surface. There's the cone. Now you can merge up onto the racing surface. So the entire pit road time as Cornish heads to pit road. Will Josh Wong head to pit road? He will. So the total time on pit road taken by De Jong was 40.8 seconds. We'll see what Josh Wong or Ian Cornish have in store for their pit stops. Provided Cornish doesn't overshoot, he doesn't. Josh Wong into his pit box, overshoots just a little bit. So Cornish down and away. Off of pit road, his total pit stop time, or pit lane time I should say, 39 seconds flat. As compared to Josh Wong, 41.4 seconds as he's overshot his pit box. Another driver that overshot his pit box, 40.8 seconds total on pit road from De Jong. But Linus Broström is actually in the lead right now, as well as Mark Redford being in second. So Broström, not a stranger to being in the lead for a few laps after pit stops or even before pit stops. But we're going to be going double wide here for a few moments. As for the time being, Linus Broström currently leads with 20, well, maybe not actually. Somebody was off of the track there, off of turn number 2. That is Michael Jones. No caution, however, but we're going to take a look at that replay either way. And it looks like the high line gang run. A very great save, though, by that 94. Let's see how close to the outside wall that was there. That was an impressive save. He's just now heading back to pit road. Spins out, saves it. Oh, man, that's an impressive save by Jones. So Jones officially in at pit road again, unfortunately, as now we'll head double wide with 24 laps to go at the start-finish line. Closing in on the lead is going to be Nigel De Jong. This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network, and this is race 8 of 9 here for the MyTeam Racing Truck Series. Remember, coming into this race, 8 points ahead was Nigel De Jong. 4 points ahead, actually, in the point standings was Nigel De Jong. So can he extend the lead, or can Ian Cornish do the unthinkable and actually catch up? Or will we have the late race caution? This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. Back live here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the closing laps. Ian Cornish has moved up to second. He's closed the gap ever so slightly here, but for the time being, it is Nigel DeJong leading this entire race for the most part. 14 laps to go here, as they're trying to close the gap. As Ian Cornish, 4 points have separated them coming into this race, and well, for Las Vegas next week, Nigel DeJong has won 2 races there out of his 3 races at Las Vegas for next week. And well, Ian Cornish has ran 5 races. He's gotten 2 pole positions as compared to Nigel DeJong's 1 pole position, but Ian Cornish has never won at Las Vegas. So the question is, how dominant can somebody be at Vegas? How much will they gamble is the question. Although the main question should be, can Ian Cornish catch up? The actual question is, how soon can he catch up? Because he's catching up pretty quickly. He's got 3 laps fresher tires. And right now, Cornish is about a second off, and now it's just under a second. Now 0.8 seconds. We're just watching this gap close more and more, lap by lap. And Cornish could put another upset into the hands of Nigel DeJong. Remember, if you want to pick a driver, well, we have Nigel DeJong, who's coming into this race at the very least. 4 laps ahead, 4 points ahead. Sorry, Nigel DeJong 4 points ahead of Ian Cornish. Josh Wong 26 points behind Nigel DeJong in the point standings. Josh Wong, unfortunately, he's been running in the top 5 a lot, so he hasn't really had any major bad luck for the time being. But Cornish trying to make another upset for DeJong, trying to get into the lead in the point standings with 10 laps to go. As the gap closes, it's now 0.5 seconds within about 2 laps. somebody has a spotter, if you were a live spotter for one of these drivers, you'd just be pretty much silent or giving out all of the info, depending on what the driver wants. Somebody was way off the track, just in front. I believe that was Daniel Beckett, actually. That took a wide exit off of turn 4. He took a not so fun exit off of turn number 4. There's Beckett sliding up the racetrack, got loose, saved it through the grass, but he's kept it going forward nonetheless. As for your current lead, well, the gap has continued to close for the past few laps. Eight laps remain here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Remember that the season finale is at Las Vegas next week, same time, 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time. GMT, I believe that's 2100. I may be way incorrect for that. The race starts at 2100 at the very least, so we'll be live in GMT terms, 2055. That's when we'll be live for next week's race at Las Vegas. Right now, both of these drivers have to get through the Atlanta Motor Speedway, known as Hotlanta. 6 laps to go. Caution comes out with 5 laps to go or less, then the race is pretty much over. As these lead lap cars are going to be coming up onto the couple lap cars in the form of Daniel Beckett and Adam Wright, who are battling for the 10th place position. This could help out Nigel De Jong in some way, but at the same time, it may not. It may help out Ian Cornish as well. So we're on board with Cornish. Both drivers take to the top side. In the form of Adam Wright takes to the top side. Daniel Beckett may also take to the top side here. 4 laps remain at the start-finish line, and I thought Ian Cornish was going to use him as a pick there for a second. That's possible, but it's not going to be the case here. There's been many races at Atlanta that have come down to a side-by-side finish. Johnson versus Edwards, Gordon versus Harvick being the most popular. Although arguably the more popular would be Harvick versus Gordon. I may be seeing a similar fashion of that in De Jong versus Cornish. These two have been battling pretty much for many seasons. And they're definitely not going to be letting that go anytime soon. 3 laps to go as Cornish, again, he's caught up to De Jong, but can get by him is the question. Taking the defensive line is going to be at 41. 3 laps to go. And pretty much on top of that back bumper with about not even a truck length as Cornish gets loose. De Jong, gets loose into the outside wall of turn 2. Cornish gets around for first place. That could be it. Putting the pressure to Nigel De Jong. Could be 2 weeks in a row that Ian Cornish is going to win. And he could, at this point, extend for sure his championship lead. He could get into the championship lead with 2 laps to go here. Nigel De Jong had so much pressure put onto him. He got loose into the outside wall. Cornish had just enough space off turn number 2 to avoid any contact. This time by, it's going to be the white flag. This time around. Final lap for Ian Cornish. He could finally break the winning streak that Nigel De Jong has had here at Atlanta. Past 3 races at Atlanta, Nigel De Jong has won. Past 3 races also were caution-free, so that could have played out in De Jong's favor. But this week, It's only a few cautions. The win and the spell is broken by Ian Cornish here at Atlanta as Ian Cornish comes off the turn 4, wins at Atlanta, and he'll be in the championship lead heading into Las Vegas. Guaranteed. Second, Dijon. Third place, your pole sitter, Carl Hayes. 2 weeks in a row as Beckett spins off the corner. Trying to get it off the racetrack. Congratulations to Ian Cornish. A great opportunity at the great time, putting the pressure to Nigel Dijon. He's more than likely going to burn that thing down as much as possible here on the front straightaway. So your finishing order is Ian Cornish, Nigel Dijon, Carl Hayes. Let's see if we can get an interview with them in just a few moments. 4th place, Linus Brostrom. 5th is Josh Wong. 6th place, Andy Oakley. Redford, 7th. Mark Redford, 7th. Stuart Pomfrey, 8th. 9th is Doug Kinray. 10th is Daniel Beckett. Finishing in the 11th place, position, all the way through 20th, is going to be Adam Wright, Chris Bourne, Simon Marshall, Mike S. Robertson, Stuart Barnett, Andrew Bullock, Jake Forrester, Michael Jones, Reese Saunders, and John Jarrett. And Christopher Kearney finishes in the 21st position. Rounding out your field. Congratulations to the 81 of Ian Cornish. We'll be getting an interview with him and pretty much everybody here in just a few moments' time, as we are not going to head to commercial. We're going to roll straight into the interviews here in just a few moments' time. So stand by for your top 3 interview. So we're going to be starting with 3rd place here. Carl Hayes in the 96. He had finished in 3rd, started 2nd. So really not too bad of a run for not too bad of a run for Carl Hayes. Again, starting 3rd, finishing in starting 1st, finishing 3rd. Not the best finish, but at least you do have a pole win here on your record, Mr. Hayes.
Yep. 2nd pole in the series, so I was quite pleased with that. Took me a couple of attempts to get it together, but strung it together, and happy with the pole.
Yeah, he made a great opportunity there. A wonderful job as well by sticking with the field for the most part. What was your strategy heading into this race overall? Because there was estimated probably about 2 pit stops at the least, and of course you did manage to put that strategy out there, and well, you definitely pulled it off.
Yeah, it's just Ian and Nigel, I know, are crazy fast around here, so it's just a case of hanging on to them as best you can. Reese is quick as well, so it's just a case of like hang on best you can and just hope that they end up either battling hard and wrecking each other's tyres or making a mistake. Unfortunately, Reese made a mistake pitting. He hit the grass, which gave him a penalty, and he decided to call it a day, which is unlucky for Reese. But it was a good battle. Me and Josh Wong had a good battle there. The 27, we had a good battle. It was really interesting. Yeah, it was just a case of just getting the best result you can when Nigel and Ian and Reese are in the field, because you know Nigel's coming even if he starts at the back. So it's 3rd is the first winner apart from Ian and Nigel, as far as I'm concerned. So that'll do.
Yeah, definitely pulled off a great job here. How's the handling there for the track? Because for a few short laps, it was a little bit of cloud cover, but then it just went away and it turned to usual Atlanta weather, where it's just all sunlight.
Yeah, the truck setup just gets progressively looser, and you can try and drive around it, but I think the more you try and drive around it, the worse it makes it. So me personally, I learned from the first run just to change the driving style just a little bit, and that seemed to help in the second run a hell of a lot, and managed to keep the tyres underneath me. But like you say, Atlanta's Atlanta. It's just slippy, slidey. Hang on to it when you get loose, and pray that the cars that you're lapping don't get loose and take you out. So.
Yeah, that definitely is the case, as per usual for Atlanta. So before we let you go, anyone that goodness, English, is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out for your third place finish here for this week?
Just my own sign company that I got, Hazy Signs, and anybody that knows me really, and thanks for the support, the friendship really. But cheers.
Well, we are going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on your third place.
Cheers, Gary. Thanks to RLBN as well for the broadcast. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's very fun, definitely for sure. We're gonna get Carl Hayes in here. Carl Hayes. We're gonna get Ian Cornish in here as the technical issues 101 pops up here. But other than that, we're going to continue on and go with Ian Cornish, your race winner for the second week in a row. This time, it's not because of a caution by about half a car length of luck, or at least a car length, I believe. Either way, Ian Cornish, congratulations again. That was a more than likely close moment off of turn number 2 there with De Jong. What was your thought process at the time? Because, my goodness, that was just wow.
Yeah, hi Gary. Yeah, I'm pleased with that one. Pleased to get the win there. I had to do something different to what Nigel was doing, I guess. So I stayed out an extra couple of laps after he pitted, just to give me a bit of an advantage on tyres. But I knew I'd have to run him down, and I think it was about 3.2 seconds ahead of me when I came out. I managed to get to his bumper, and then the truck was really loose after about a dozen laps or so. I think getting to his bumper, he maybe gassed up a little bit too much and got loose, and I was really close to hitting him. We didn't actually make contact, but it was close because I couldn't steer either at that point, so I just managed to duck inside him.
Yeah, took a look at that one more time from your onboard, and yeah, you got very lucky. You just snapped up to the top side. I thought there was just a little bit of contact, but luckily there wasn't. So, other than that, second win, you're definitely going to be in the points lead by next week at Vegas. And we talked with you just before this race. Well, not before this race, I should say, but as the race was going on at the second caution, you said, well, any gap is a great gap. Well, you have one now, so... what are your thoughts this time now that you've actually gotten the win?
Yeah, I think that Nigel's still going to be 3 points ahead of me going into Las Vegas, so still got work to do. But you never know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. I've won the championship before at Las Vegas against Nigel, so we'll see. It's been lucky for me in the past.
Yeah, and taking a look at the point standings now, as they've just now came out. 3 points separate you and Nigel De Jong. So that's going to be just a close battle overall. So getting into next week, as we've already gotten your thoughts. Well, anything that you're trying to hope for, at least, for next week?
I'm just going to run a bit of practice during the week. Hopefully, maybe get a chance to run a couple of official races, and we'll see what happens. I try my best every week, and we'll see where we get.
Well, we are going to go ahead and not let you go just yet. Anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your race win here tonight?
Yeah, just like as always, thank John and the Abin team and yourself, Gary, for broadcasting these every week.
We are going to go ahead and let you go. Thanks again for your time, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Cheers, Gary. Bye.
So that was Ian Cornish, and now we are finally going to get to Nigel. Oh, goodness. I can't even speak at this point. Nigel De Jong finishing second. Hey, Nigel. Well, you have a 3-point difference now, so at least it's by 1 point instead of Ian Cornish being in the lead. But I'm pretty sure you're. Are you even. Actually, I don't think you're nervous because going off of the past stats at Las Vegas, you have 2 wins as compared to Ian's, well, none across his 5 races. So you've been a lot more dominant than he has.
Yeah, but it's the case as well today at Atlanta. Look how that turned out. No, but I don't even know if I can actually run it. That's still kind of up in the air next week's race. So I'm hopeful that I can run it. But that was why I started all the way in the back today, just try and have some fun.
Yeah, hopefully you will be able to run, because it would be Yeah, it would be kind of disappointing just to see a championship win just go to pretty much well, nothing in a sense. But other than that, you did manage to finish second. So how was your strategy out there for tonight?
It was perfect except for me making two mistakes. I slipped my box on a pit stop, and then that made me have to push it a bit harder to try and stay in front of Ian, and in the end, yeah, put it in the wall. And luckily, we did both wrecks. Yeah, kind of annoyed more than anything. I could have had that.
Yeah, it is definitely a understandable sense, especially from personal experience. I should know it's not that fun, but you did manage to pull off at least a second place finish overall. So, uh, heading into Las Vegas, any thoughts on that?
Again, hopefully I can run it.
Oh yeah,
Should be a fun track because I mean I like the track. Hopefully some multi groove stuff as well as Atlanta today. Some the middle groove and the bottom groove kind of hard to make a pass, but definitely fun with the setup sliding around. So hopefully we can do that again next.
hopefully we will be able to talk to you once again for next week. Before we let you go, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out for your second place?
Well, myself, I guess, for cocking it up and making it into a second instead of a first. No, I don't know.
Well, that does make sense, but either way, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on your second place finish, and we hope to see you next week.
Yep. Likewise. Hope to see you.
So yeah, definitely frustrated at him itself. More than understandably, is Nigel De Jong. Apologies for that for a few moments, but other than that, heading into tomorrow night, we're going to be heading to the Stafford Motor Speedway as the Red Light Scrambler Series takes to Stafford in the K&N Series cars. And it's going to be a pretty interesting race, as again, K&N Series at Stafford at a short track, where they don't really do short tracks often in the Scrambler Series, but heading into the Thursday, also this week, the Fuel Jetstream Media IndyCar Series heads to ISM Raceway as well for 150 laps. So that's just going to be an interesting race in its own right. As I personally have not seen IndyCars race at Phoenix over on iRacing, so it's going to be an interesting race for sure. But as we sign off here for the Racing Line Broadcasting Network, we'd like to thank Ian Cornish once again, or congratulate Ian Cornish once again on his first place win. 3 points separate himself and Nigel De Jong heading into Las Vegas for next week. Third place, second place in the point standings is Ian Cornish. First place in the point standings is Nigel De Jong. So hopefully it's going to be an interesting race, and hopefully we will see you next time. So we thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you tomorrow night for the Red Light Scrambler Series for tomorrow night's race. Good night from Atlanta.